Hi. I'm the narrator of this story. So let's jump in. Claudette was scrolling through Tinder. She finds a man who she thought would be interesting. He has a cigar in his mouth, long beard, long greasy hair, tattoos all around his body, and he's holding a violin under his arm and sitting at a table with candlelight. His occupation, a psychic. A typical hippie, but even more of a hippie than a stereotypical hippie. Claudette had texted him repeatedly, and he never responded or showed up.
I've been waiting for him for 9 hours.
When I saw your picture, I got a psychic download that we lay together in a past life.
Oh, I'm not used to this whole past life thing. I like to focus more on the present life now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, learning the depth of one's soul comes with time. It also takes time to cleanse one's soul, like right now. The relieving feeling of letting the body do its work naturally. After we digest our meals, we can go to a Zodiac reading if you'd like.
Oh, I'm not as familiar with the whole astrology thing. I guess I'm not so into it.
Oh, well, that's a very Taurus thing to say.
Oh, cut the bullshit. Wait, how do you know what month I was born?
We psychics have our ways. Now, too many words overwhelm the soul. Let us enjoy our dinner.
You think that somehow, just because I am born in May, that all my behavior and beliefs are just magically formed by that?
God and the universe have their ways.
Hello, I am your waiter today. May I get you started with something to drink?
Excuse me, but the tables don't seem to have a lot of legroom. Are you sure this is a 5-star restaurant?
No, unfortunately, it is only 4 stars, but the food is amazing.
Oh, well, do you at least have steak and wine? Maybe Hennessy?
No, unfortunately. How about you? What would you like to get you started?
May I order 3 beers for me and 1 for her?
Absolutely.
Wow, you really like to drink. So, how about we say a little bit about ourselves?
No problem.
Wealth has always been a prime part of my life. As a result, every time I go into a store, I run with open arms to the most beautiful, elegant-looking item and always find out that it is the most expensive. Even when I was a child, my parents would always dress me in these beautiful, pristine white ball gowns that stretched 10 feet after they touched the ground. I am just in awe of these precious items, so finally, I started my own business. I was head of a nature retreat that sold the most colorful, extraordinary flowers that were just so pleasing to look at. The very idea of nature, the earth, and the color gold, as well as wealth and status, make me smile forever.
Wow, that is quite a bio, and quite a lot to take in. Spirit and Source already told me much of your heart's desire, and this just confirms it.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
So, tell me about your life.
Excuse me, what did you say? Sorry, I must have been dreaming.
Oh, I asked you about your life.
Aha, I see. Thank you very much, you being of light. Now, where was I? When I was a kid, I was an absent-minded dreamer, always looking out the window. I found it impossible to pay attention in school, and I slept more than I was awake. I saw spirits in my bedroom and told my dad I was a psychic. He didn't believe me, and thought I was speaking nonsense, so he kicked me out of the house. But I forgive him and still adore him, because he was a great father otherwise, and he's on his own spiritual journey. I saw a dove when I thought of him, so what calms me down is envisioning that dove whenever I look back at the memory. I tried to get into college, but no college would accept me, so I gave up. When I was 25, I was robbed, but let it pass, and I decided not to go after the burglar, because I am a good person, and I believe everyone should live their life the way they want, so they can express themselves. I also tuned into the robber and found out that he was a homeless man in a past life, so I invited him to take as much of my stuff as he needed. I kept my LSD and cigarettes, though. In life, I learned to be okay with anything that happens to me.
Wow, your story is also a lot to take in. But didn't you at least call the cops on the robber? I mean, I hope so.
No, of course not. I am a caring Pisces. I don't get angry at anyone, and it is my job to recognize that we all have souls. Hello. Sorry, your original waiter from before is now at a table with 20 people, so you have me instead. What would you like to order? Excuse me? I see you as a wounded bird in a past life. Well, I did run over a pigeon once. That's it! Spirit tells me you tried to heal that experience by running over a bird yourself. Your guides say that deep at the bottom of your soul, a wound in the shape of a bowl has cemented, like liquid dewdrops turning into ice. Can I give you a hug? No, I'm good, thanks. So, have you decided on an order yet? Then at least tell me your sign. I don't know what you're talking about. Spirit tells me you are also a Taurus.
Can you take a break from spirit for a little bit and just pay attention to what you're ordering right now?
Oh, yes, that's right. Sorry, my mind is quite slow and quite connected to the divine 24/7. I have trouble keeping up. So, what are we doing right now?
All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm sorry I left so suddenly. I just had to take a breather. I'd like to order the 5-course meal, plus a glass of champagne, a plate of oysters, and some lobster, please. All right, Bodhi. I kind of lost my temper, so I'm sorry. It's just that you keep bringing up the same subject all the time, and I told you this before, but I think you already forgot. I like to look at the world in a more atheistic, practical way than how a lot of religious gurus and superstitious people look at it. And when you keep talking about zodiac signs and past life stuff constantly, even when we're ordering a meal, it does get pretty irritating. I mean, you make the world seem so convoluted and irrational. In my book, life happens. Why not just deal with it and look at it how it is, you know what I'm saying?
Well, again, that's a very Taurus, Gemini, Capricorn thing to say.
Would you please just shut up? You've said that sentence like 9 times in the past hour.
God has his ways of making every human soul to fit perfectly all 12 zodiac signs.
Yeah, well, in my book, God didn't do shit.
All right, well, if you insist, I shall leave your soul to rest. One other thing I did see, though, is that's a lot of food you ordered. I would have a mental crisis because my mind is pretty slow. Are you sure you're keeping up with the bill?
Oh, I'm fine. I don't even look at the cost. It's not a big deal.
All right, whatever you say, sweet cheeks, darling. I am going to go find the restroom.
everything.
Well, the body feeds the soil, as one can say. It's like a nourishing lubricant, one living being feeding another.
Yeah, I care about the earth too, okay? But oh my god, people are eating, watching you pissing on a plant.
My dear, I promise you that they will heal from this sight soon enough. Letting go and rebirth is important. Plus, it doesn't hurt to see a little natural human-to-plant contact in such a materialistic world. It's important to go with the flow of nature.
Okay, you know what? This blew it. I'm out of here.
Hi, I'm the narrator of this story, so let's jump in. Jake was a pretty smart guy. At age 16, he had already graduated college 3 years ago. He was a genius, a quasi-Sheldon Cooper Max Braverman kind of character, except he was even drier than both of them. He was socially experienced with everyone, even more socially advanced than most people, and had many friends. He fit in well, better than anyone else, and could impress anyone, even Einstein. He could hack computers, solve advanced algebra and calculus in his head, and pretty much gobble any info given to him within 1 second. Jake was even more of a genius than Einstein, who failed math classes as a child. From day one, Jake was talking after 2 hours of being born. He was never bullied or even looked at the wrong way for being different because people knew that the most unexpected could be coming for them if they dared get on his bad side. He was as sarcastic as it gets, and he was considered more of a big brain than a person. He worked a side job as a mail delivery driver and had a tendency to flirt with pretty much every person who he gave their mail to if they were standing outside the house, despite already having a girlfriend. Then he'd get to know them well, become their friends enough for them to tell him a few secrets of theirs, and then he'd gossip to the whole town the latest news and everyone would know everyone's business, thanks to him. If someone left the door open and he made it into their house, he found a way to successfully steal a few items that might come in handy for him. Bess was a cowgirl, regular church-goer, a strong, heavy-set woman who entered a weightlifting competition. She didn't give a shit about science, math, or mental work at all, and only cared about going to church and football games. She was the top football coach at a prestigious high school, and worked the students to never give up even if they have 10 blisters. Most men avoided her because of her strong presence that you just can't ignore, and some felt that it was an honor just to be next to her. But this guy Jake, he was one of a kind. Rather than being romantic, he goes into every relationship immediately ready to mentally challenge the person.
So, what's the area of a right triangle?
Quick!
Excuse me. I'm Bess, but you can call me Bessie.
Bess. A pretty dull name from the start.
Excuse me?
Well, it's a pretty old school name, like Bertha or Ethel or Agnes. I didn't realize they still manufacture those kinds of names, but whatever.
Listen, I don't know what you're talking about, but I like to be more proper and cordial at the beginning of a date. And so far, we're not off to a very good start, are we?
Oh, interesting. So you like to be cordial at the beginning, then we can dirty talk later on? Sounds like an excellent bargain.
No, goddammit! You're frustrating me already by twisting my words.
I was just having a little fun. Geez, get a sense of humor.
Before you cut me off again, you sly sociopath, I need to say something I tell everyone I'm on a date with.
Ooh, multiple people. Intriguing.
No, that was not what I was going to talk about. Now sit back, you jerk, and listen. Now, I do have a few ground rules when starting a relationship.
Ground rules? Sounds like a death sentence.
Would you just let me finish my sentence?
Sorry.
Okay, finally. So as I was saying, in my life, I always put career first. And if I commit to a partner, I just want to let you know that my job and my career as a football coach is number one in my life. And I'm not exactly sure where I would put a relationship on that priority list.
Okay, no problem. Finally, we have something that makes us alike. I mean, geez, I'm so sick and tired of all the soppy, sappy, milk-sop emotional people who get all whiny at me and say that I've cheated on them. I mean, come on. Life's a game, is it not? We're all just players.
Okay, you completely misunderstood or maybe are just fooling around again. Our reasons for wanting independence and relationships are completely different.
Okay, well, why did I drive up here then? I might as well just drive home. Fine with me. Oh, and another thing. You realize that you sound kind of like a moron, right? You change accents every sentence, like you're pretending to be a Texan one moment, then a Southerner another, then a cowgirl another time, and then a drunk New Yorker other times. You can't fool me, Bessie. I'm frankly not even convinced that Bess is your real name. Or maybe it is, because it does describe you pretty well, but...
Would you just shut up?
Hey, I'm your waiter.
Yeah, you don't have to tell us that. We already know you're a waiter just by the looks of you.
Oh, sorry. May I start you off with something to drink?
What fraction of a pound of ice cubes do you put in every water glass?
Excuse me? I think I'm gonna need some help with that question.
Your service sucks! Full of dull people.
I'm sorry you think I'm no good. I'll at least try to get your order right, I promise.
I mean, sadly you're not that smart, but at least you have a nice ass.
Oh, I do? Thanks so much. I'll try to get your order right, I promise. So, would you like coffee? Water? Anything? The wind is very strong today. You can see it if you look outside.
Shut up! Got you! You should have seen your face.
I need to take a breather.
Hey, yeah, you right there. Did you realize that Joe, the waiter, has an IQ of -1 and passes gas every time somebody orders? Just don't tell anyone I told you, of course. Hey there, you know who Joe the waiter is, right?
Of course.
Yeah, I know, dumb klutz, right? So anyway, don't tell anyone I told you this, but I found out that he has the vocabulary of a 2-year-old and can't even understand simple English. He doesn't even know any math, and he passes gas when you order, too.
Oh, no kidding. That's hilarious. I have to tell my husband.
Yeah, and remember, you didn't hear this from me.
Hey, it's about time I showed up. Sorry, traffic was pretty tight.
Oh, no problem. Gee, I have so much to tell you. Let's just see Bess's reaction first.
Jake, I had to take a breather. You were driving me crazy and I had to cool down. Let's hope we can make things right. I'm gonna come clean now about what I truly think about you.
Hey there, Bess.
Who the hell is this man?
Why, you didn't say I couldn't bring a +1.
That's it. I'm done.
Alright, cool. Have a nice life.